Right, so I've tried filming this with a mount, but it's not sticking to the window. I mean, there's the window. You can see, maybe on camera, I can't see right now, but you can see where I've tried to stick the shit mount and it's not sticking anywhere. So let's angle it like this. So, oh, hello. So you're kind of looking at my nose a little bit, or I could come in with an angle like that. Hello, like this. Basically, I'm in Torquay right now. It's very warm, although it's not. Compared to last week, we're not talking about 30-degree weather, 35-degree weather, 34-degree weather. It doesn't matter how many in the 30s. If it's in the 30s, it's shit. We're talking about in the 20s. This is in the 20s. And it's bad. It's very humid and sweaty. And I'm very sweaty. You can see, I mean, look at the back of my hair. That's where it's all got a little bit matted through sweat, because it's really hot. But it's vlog time, innit? I do one vlog a week, it's vlog time. And in this vlog, I'm going to discuss something that I was going to keep under wraps as much as I possibly could, which kind of wasn't that well conceived, really. I've sold the Accord. Now, I've done a video. It hasn't released yet. It'll be released after this, like on Monday or something. I think Monday. As the last drive of the Accord. You know, and that kind of gives you some of the reasons as to why I've sold it. It's mainly me kind of going, oh, don't stop watching the channel because I've sold the Accord. Come on, people. Some of you will stop watching, and I mean, you probably don't watch the vlogs, the people that will stop watching. I mean, this really, you've got to be a bit of a super fan to take interest in listening to me talking bollocks for around 5 to 10 minutes. But I did sell it. I sold it to Dale and Amy on a mission. And it was sad to see it go. I drove it up there on Tuesday. I dropped it off. I spent some time with Dale and Amy, as always, and that was really nice. And then I got them to drop me back to Cheltenham Station. I got the train back to Exeter. That wasn't a particularly fun ride. I was reading a book, stood up for about 2 hours. There was a lot of weird... And that's my car talking to me. There was a lot of weird things happening on that train. Like towards the end of my journey, there was, I'm just opening the wing mirrors, somebody was being violently sick in the toilet, and I stood outside the toilet, like round the corner, not like a pervert, stood like sort of listening. Oh, let me hear if you're weeing or pooing. That's not what I was doing. I was stood round the side, like by the door, like the outside door, the door to get you out of the carriage. But I could hear somebody, and they weren't trying to hide the fact they were being sick. They were going, like proper aggressive, like proper aggressive sick. And it was horrible, but I don't really get put off by sick. Somebody else who stood out there, the mother of, well, it was like, there was a mum and a dad and like 4 kids. And the mum was almost retching at the sound of someone being sick. So that was good. She was like that. Oh, I've got to look away. Oh. Which, you know, come on, get a grip. You've got 4 kids. There's far more disgusting things that 4 kids do than some short, rotund woman being sick in a toilet. But, you know, that happened. But yeah, the Accord, I haven't even received money for it. And I'll tell you why. So Dale, being the infinite wisdom, the enigma, the legend that is Dale from On a Mission, Dale helped track me down the next project. I've tracked it down. Well, I didn't track it down, Dale tracked it down. And it's a project that I didn't think I'd be able to afford to do. It involves a Honda swap. No, it is a Honda. It involves an engine swap, as there is no engine in this car at the moment. And the engine swap is, you know, it's a modest engine swap. I'm not going big power immediately, but it is an engine that, well, it is an engine. It is an engine that isn't particularly, burping inside there, isn't particularly expensive to get power out of, like, you know, to turbocharge it compared to some other engines like a K24. It's not an expensive engine to supercharge, which is great to know. But I'm not going to supercharge, turbocharge, either way, whatever. I'm not going to do that straight away, you know, as always with what I try and do, handling mods and stuff like that. But this car gives me infinite possibilities. There's so many more parts available, aftermarket parts, modifications, everything readily available, cheaper. Like, it's a lot of the stuff, the equivalent thing to do on an Accord is like 60% more expensive, which is, you know, that's in my thinking of why I moved the Accord on, but mainly I moved it on because I just fell out of love with it, really, to be honest. Like, weirdly, I'd got some of the stuff that I'd really wanted to get done, and then I went, I'm not really feeling this car. And that car's gone. But the new car is going to be amazing. And the engine swap is being done by Russ at Honda, who is also a legend. And I've not met him yet, but Dale has been absolutely helpful in everything to do with this next project. He's really, really helped me out. So essentially, you know, he paid for the Accord, but that money went straight onto this new project. So I've not seen any money because it's gone straight onto the next project. And it's a car that I've coveted for so long, and I just didn't think I'd be able to afford to get in one. I thought, firstly, just for a shell, they're quite expensive. Well, certain variants are quite expensive. But, you know, like, to engine swap it to a better engine, stuff like that, I just didn't think I had the opportunity. And Dale, Amy, and Russ at Honda have essentially ensured that I do have the opportunity, and I'm blown away. I'm not going to be picking the car up yet. You know, we've got the engine swap has to be done first, but I can't wait. I really can't. I can't wait. Blown away. And you know, the Accord was a fucking amazing car. I love that car, but I fell out of love with it. I love it, but I'm not in love with it. It's very much a me. You know, it's me, not you. It's one of those breakups, you know. But it was the right thing to do for me. It was the right thing to do. You know, and the channel's seen 30 odd videos on it, so it's not like I've sort of got it and done an ed and done like 2 videos and then it's sold again. I've had it for 16 months. There's this woman driving a tiny little Hyundai Getz, and she's struggling to park a tiny car. Like, literally, she's over 2 different car parking spaces. I mean, don't drive. Don't drive. No, she's just going to leave it there. Over 2 spaces. She's literally leaving it there. Jesus Christ. Maybe she's just put something in a bin. Maybe she's stolen that car. Undercover theft. Anyway, that's beside the point. In fact, I'll see if I can. No, right. I mean, I don't know how well that's coming out, but can you see? I mean, that's shit parking. That's terrible parking. But I digress, which I shouldn't. I shouldn't digress. I did want to leave you with one thought, and I've noticed this a lot this week. I don't know, it hadn't really factored in before recently, but in the UK, most of our buses are double deckers. You know, they're big buses, they're 2 floors. And the indicators on them, especially the new ones, are tiny. They're like that big. Like, if the predominant thing that you're going to carry out as a vehicle, so a bus indicating to stop at a bus stop and then indicating to move away from the bus stop, indicators are important. So why aren't they bigger? That's tiny. Like that woman who can't park, how do we know she can see that tiny indicator? You're leaving it all up to a bus driver to make sure that you're not getting crashed into. And bus drivers, they've got so many distractions behind them. They've got loads of people with their smells and sounds and disgusting people. You know, they're having to deal with that. And then the indicators being tiny, you're not catering for doddery old women that can't park in a car park. You know, disgusting. Why are they so small? Why?